What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Muthana, and welcome to a great episode of Good Friends, Better Rivals. Like I said, I am your host Ferris, and with me, as always, my right hand man, the goose to my Maverick, Thelma to my Louise, the come on, give me another duo, bro.
Uh, uh, I don't know. I'm more like the Joker to your Batman.
The Emmett Smith to my Larry Allen.
I don't think we're like. I mean, it's called good friend, but we're supposed to be rivals.
That's a good point. Gotta be
Supposed to be rivals. Supposed to be Batman and Joker.
Where is she? Wait, who's Batman?
I mean,
ain't you. Definitely ain't you.
You know
what? It is you.
I don't mind being Joker.
No, it's you. No, you know why it's you is because.
Why does it mean?
See, because you're quiet, right? You're kind of dark and mysterious. You're not unpredictable. You're not psychopathic. And you know what? I'm everything that I am. I am the opposite. I am psychopathic. I'm a little loud. I laugh a lot. I'm willing to put white makeup on it and a clown mask to scare people.
When have you done that?
And I said I'm willing. I said I haven't done it yet. I said I'm willing. Adelia, that's not a good comparison. Adelia said Vin Diesel and Paul Walker. They're actually brother-in-laws, so that actually doesn't work. Actually, wait, it does work because brother-in-laws sometimes don't like each other. But in this case, they loved each other to death. But we're not that either. That's not the point we're here. We're here to talk about football. Caleb, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I mean, I'm celebrating the new sign. I celebrate the new signed contract by getting myself a CD Lamb jersey. I had to make sure he signed online, make sure he was actually on the Cowboys before I bought that.
You never had one in the first place?
No, I had to. I'm like, how am I supposed to get one if I know he's not going to be on the team?
During his rookie year, you didn't get one?
No, because I've done that before and I've gotten burned.
Ezekiel Elliott?
Why would that burn me? That was a great pickup.
But he left you.
Yeah, but he signed his second contract.
Oh, that's a good point. Wait, who burned you?
The one, Mo Claiborne. I bought rookie jersey.
Mo Claiborne. Y'all cut him.
Yeah, so I don't do that no more.
He didn't leave. You cut him. There's a difference.
Well, he was bad. He was a bust. So I don't do that no more.
Oh wow, you didn't get your dad one?
I mean, do I need to?
He is your father. You don't buy him presents?
I mean, they're playing plenty of stuff.
Oh, he's saying you got enough, Leo. He was like, you got enough. Now you have a gift idea for his birthday.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, you better keep those Dak Prescott jerseys tight because he ain't gonna be in Dallas for very long.
I mean, I can send you it, if
I would burn it. All right, I'll just buy the new Giants one. There's actually a big debate on Giants Twitter about how Giants fans are like rooting for him to leave. And people were like,
they want him. You talk all the Giants fans talking all the shit about Dak. Yeah, now they all love him.
Exactly, like me. Like I never said he was a bad quarterback ever. Like he's a good quarterback. I talk shit about him because he's a cowboy. But like when you talk real football, he's a very solid QB. He has showed up in the playoffs. He has disappeared in the playoffs. So there's been some inconsistencies. You know what I mean? Like there's been times where he showed up and the team didn't show up, and there's times where the team didn't show up. Like like the Niners game where the last play was Ezekiel Elliott as a center. The offense didn't show up. The defense showed up, but the offense didn't show up. So there's that game that was kind of on the offense and kind of on him. And there's other times where it's a shootout and, the defense doesn't show up or he shows up and someone messes up and he loses the game. So it wasn't on him. And then there's last year where nobody showed up.
Do you have money to be paying a big contract at quarterback like that?
Yeah, they do. Because here's the thing, remember when Daniel Jones signed his deal, I kept talking about the protections.
But isn't that dead money after if you release them?
No. Okay. No. It's you get out of it. Boom. Boom. Everything's done. Because I think all his guarantees are over. So I think this is the last year of his guarantees. We've already given them money. This is the year. If we don't want him anymore, we can cut him and then get out of his contract. It's some dead money, but not like $60 million worth of dead money. I need to double check the contract, but the big component of the deal. It's like the reason, the point that Giants fans told themselves to make themselves not angry about the Daniel Jones deal was that we can get out of this deal after 2.5 years or 3 years or something like that. Like, oh, we can get out of it. That was like the big thing. It's like, oh, we can get out of it. Guys, don't get scared. So we'll see. It was a little chippy, a little, like not chippy. It was tense in the press conference. Dan Duggan asked a very simple question about certain things, and Dayball and Joe Shane, we're a little on edge. They're a little aggravated. Well, you know what? That's what happens when you hit your wagon to a QB who you don't know what you're going to get out of from him. You're playing
exactly what you're getting from.
Yeah, but then he has a good game, but then he has a bunch of bad games. You're kind of playing an unbalanced Russian roulette with your career. You made the choice. I talk about this all the time. He comes from the Brandon Beane Buffalo system where they told Tyrod Taylor, "Have a nice day. Thank you so much for taking us to the playoffs, but we're moving on." Is Joe Shane Brandon Beane? Apparently not. He isn't, because of what we just saw. But speaking of an essential thing about being a GM, Caleb, Tuesday was final day. It was cut day. The teams had to chop it down to 53-man rosters. We have a bunch of people who are cut. Here's the thing about cut day, Caleb. I think you can talk about it. Is a lot of people get cut, but they didn't really get cut. You know what I mean? They got cut, but they didn't get cut. Sometimes they get cut and they're told,
especially with the new practice squad rules.
Yeah,
put like a lot of different players on there. There's the different rules that updated with veterans that can be on there. So
yeah, I think
you can
4
move them
slots.
You can move them up and down all season long.
Yeah, I think there's 4 spots for, I think they call it veteran vested players, which is you have at least 6 years or 7 years in the league, and you can be in the practice. Because back in the day, practice squad were like 3 years, young players, no veterans. You know what I mean? That's your career's over, basically. If you get cut, your career is over until someone picks you up. Practice squad is for like development, but now they've changed it. The NFLPA kind of pushed back on the emergency third quarterback rule, where you can just elevate them as many times as possible for some reason. I don't know what the reason was. I need to look into that more, but I'll find out about it a little. But yeah, let's get right into it, Caleb. Let's get right into the Dallas Cowboys. Let's talk about their cut days. We're doing the cut the cut tracker. The Dallas Cowboys in the NFC East, their biggest move, they signed Carl Lawson late in the offseason. Shout out to Todd Archer, he says this, but they cut him.
Yeah.
But then they moved him to the practice squad. See, they didn't really cut him, but their cuts were. I'm gonna name off some names. You stop me when you want to talk about a name. All right, you stop me, because either you don't. If you don't stop me, you didn't care about that person and you kept them moving. All right, wide receiver Deontay Burton, offensive lineman Cole Kubelar, DB Josh DeBerry, linebacker Willie Harvey Jr.
That we can stop there.
All right, Willie Harvey Jr. Why, Caleb? Why did you keep your eye on him?
Last week I said I was keeping an eye on that battle between Willie Harvey and Buddy Johnson, because I do think they were fighting for a roster spot. He was the UFL leading tackler. So we do have a history of bringing in good UFL players. So I thought he did have a really good shot. He did show up a lot during practice. But Buddy Johnson was just showing up during the game. Buddy Johnson had a hell of a last game. Really proved it in that final game against the Chargers, and that he won that job. I think he literally won that job in the final preseason game.
And then I'm looking at the practice squad for the Dallas Cowboys. Willie Harvey Jr. didn't make it on that roster, so that's an outright cut. They don't care for him. All right, keep going. Tight end Alec Holler, wide receiver Cam Johnson, linebacker Jason Johnson, running back Nathaniel Pete, cornerback Eric Scott Jr., defensive tackle.
That was a big one.
Eric Scott Jr. Hit me.
Because first of all, because Deron Bland, obviously he's hurt for 6 to 8 weeks. Probably misses the first 5 games in the season. That's a big blow to the depth, obviously. It's a pretty devastating injury. Not having your starting cornerback out there, which means Kalen Carson will have to play as a starting rookie, which I'm fine with. I mean, we saw how good Deron Bland played as a rookie. His first year, he stepped in and did really well as a fifth round pick. So I think Kalen Carson. But going back to Eric Scott, yeah, it's a little questionable, giving away depth at cornerback when you just lost to one of your best ones, and then he goes on and signs with somebody. I forgot which team. But that was a draft pick, and we usually don't get, and that was a draft pick just last year, and we usually don't give up on guys that quickly. But this is a new defensive regime and Mike Zimmer
Mhm.
and staff. So that, and then probably was a Dan Quinn guy, so he just didn't see the value in him, and he let him go.
All right. There it is. Keep it going. Roster cuts. We are at defensive tackle Albert Huggins, wide receiver Tyrone Billy Johnson. Um, Shout out to Tyrone Billy Johnson.
Yeah,
Tyron Billy Johnson.
he didn't show up in the games like we thought. You know,
Yep. Like, hey, what he was a Bengal or he was a Charger? And Chargers fans told you guys to, hey, pump the brakes, guys, and they were right in the end. Linebacker Damian Wilson, defensive end Carl Lawson, like we just talked about.
Yeah, I just don't think he was football shape. I don't think he was in good shape enough
Yeah,
to
probably,
go out there,
probably.
and that's why they put him on practice squad to ramp him up a little bit. And I think he'll eventually probably make the team when he's ready.
Yeah, man. I just want to point out. I want to shout out to ESPN Nation and shout out to Michael Elson and Patrick Walker, Cowboys and Giants.com reporters, respectively. We keep going. We keep going, right? We're out. Carl Lawson, offensive lineman Josh Ball, linebacker Darius Harris, cornerback Josh Butler, running back Snoop Connor, wide receiver Jalen Moreno Cropper, running back Malik Davis,
Yeah,
defensive Malik
that
Davis.
that was a well, obviously, because we know a running back situation, and all offseason, at least during camp,
Mhm.
the Cowboys coaching staff was talking about how great Malik Davis was doing, even though all fans were like, "What are you talking about? Like he's done nothing in these games," because we just didn't see it from him. But they talked him up a whole lot, and then they go out and they go out and sign Dalvin Cook. You know, they signed Dalvin Cook, and then they put him on the practice squad. So yeah, that shows you like they're full of shit. Like how you promote this guy and then you go outside that. Obviously, I don't know what you were doing there praising this guy when we all could see like this guy wasn't doing much. Um, so yeah, that was predictable for us because we knew like we knew you're lying. But yeah, then they confirmed that yeah, they were full of crap.
All right. And we keep going. We got defensive tackle Denzel Daxton, who's an international pathway player. So he has kind of like a special exemption, he won't count to like roster or practice squad stuff. So he's fine. Um, Tight end Princeton Fant, running back Royce Freeman, of course. Cornerback Keemon Hall.
Yeah, that was
Were you
he made good
shocked? What
plays.
was going on here?
No, I mean, yeah, again, since he's a corner, he made. Well, I thought we would keep more depth there.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, he made a great play. He showed up a lot. But I guess he just wasn't good enough. But yeah, then a little bit surprising there.
All right. We got wide receiver Kelvin Harmon, safety Imani Johnson, wide receiver Racy McMath, linebacker Brock Mogensen, um, defensive tackle Justin Rogers, offensive lineman Da- Dakota. Oh, his name is actually Dakota.
Shepley. Yeah.
Dakota Shepley. Dak Prescott should go back to his name. Linebacker Nick Vigil and safety Julius Wood.
Yeah, that was a bit. That was devastating. I thought
Julius
Julius
Wood.
Wood was really stood out through practices, through the games. He had 2 interceptions through preseason. He had a pick six. He played the run pretty well as well. Yeah, he was a really good safety. I mean, but I guess it just shows you what the safety depth looks like on our team. I guess they just didn't have room for him. But he was a really good player, and yeah, he signed with a different team which that sucks that we weren't able to get him on the practice squad. Yeah, it just shows the depth at safety that we have.
Mhm.
We have Donovan Wilson and
Marquise Bell.
Marquise Bell and Malik Hooker and Mukwamu, kind of like a hybrid corner safety. So yeah, that was probably the biggest one that like sucked.
And then we get to the waived and injuries. Like it's kind of like IR designation. They get waived, but they get put on IR.
Yeah, there was a couple other ones. We traded Peyton Hendershot.
Yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up after we talked through the waivers. Because we have a couple more waivers. Wavered, injured, David Duran, wide receiver, defensive lineman, Villani Fahoko Jr.
Yeah, that was a big one.
He got injured.
They gave up on him so quickly. He was a 4th-round pick just last year. I mean, that just going back to the 2023 draft class, that is a terrible draft. We had a terrible draft, and we are known for having good drafts, but sometimes we just whip, and we whip big time on last year's draft. It all sucks. Like 1st round, Mozzie Smith. 2nd round, Luke Schoonmaker. Done nothing. 3rd round, it could be some. That's probably going to be our best one, but we haven't seen anything because he got hurt, which is DeMarvion Overshown. 4th round, Fahoku just got cut. 5th round, Eric Scott gone. 6th round, I don't even. I think that was Brooks, Jalen Brooks. He made the team, and then
he hasn't done anything.
Yeah. So that is a horrible draft class we had last year.
So then on the reserve commissioner example, this is CeeDee Lamb. It's because he held out, so that's why they didn't want to cut him. He's coming back. He has his deal. We'll see how it is. Brandon Ayuk also got his deal. I think CeeDee is making 34, 35.
CeeDee is making what, like a year?
Yeah.
34. Yeah, it's 1 million less than Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, but more guarantees than Justin Jefferson. That's the thing. It's more guarantees than Justin. Then suspended Alquandre Muhammad. Well, that is what it is. But there it is, Caleb. But then now let's correspond to the practice squad. Who the names we just said? Did they make it to the practice squad? Some didn't. Shout out to Julius Wood. Shout out to D Weezy in the chat saying, "Isn't Derek Carr the backup quarterback? What week does he become the Drew Lock? Because what week does he become the starter? Fares? Shoot, 5.
Yeah,
5. We'll see it.
Well, maybe.
Shout out to Brendan.
Are we going to go through the schedules?
We'll go through the schedules next week on Friday. Week? Yeah, because we'll only have that Thursday night game, and that's.
Well, we're going to preview our game. So
exactly, we'll preview the game, and then we'll do the schedule. Then we'll do the schedule. Yeah. He says TGM has 3 years. 3 years as a second. Teams aren't afraid to walk away from non-first round picks. Yeah, no, they are afraid. Some are afraid because some people don't want to admit that they're wrong. That's why TMJ is still there. I don't know why, because he's on a different regime. The regime could cut him and be like, "Hey, he ain't our receiver." But yeah, like, why do you think Joshua Zudu is still there? Evan Neal hasn't been cut. Because Joe Shane doesn't want to say, "I got it wrong. My bad." Because they don't want to do that. Why is Mozzie Smith on your team still? You know what I mean? Like, why is he still on your team? Exactly, but has he done anything? You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. Like, y'all give how many years did y'all give Taco Charlton? What, 2 years?
2 or 3. Something like
exactly. That. He got cut. New regime. Dan Morgan was like, "You ain't mine. Bye." Get basically. He basically told him to get, because you're not my guy. You know what I mean? So let's cross-reference the cuts with the practice squad, Caleb. Josh Butler, cornerback tackle, got put on the practice squad. That got cut. Cornerback, Amani Orowari, cornerback. He played in Detroit and played in New York. He made your practice squad. Dalvin Cook, probably because you want to give him, practice and get in shape. Yeah. Jalen Moreno Cropper, again, he's back on your practice squad because he was on your practice squad last year.
Yeah, he didn't show up in the game. Like, he was a good practice player. Nothing really much in the he fumbled once or dropped the ball in the game. I think he maybe fumbled once. Yeah, just didn't show up very well.
Fresno State product right there for him. And then like I said, Denzel Daxton, he's an international pathway
Yeah, he
player,
was
so
good. He
he
was
doesn't
pretty
really
good.
count. He doesn't really count as a roster spot. So you guys are good. You guys are free. Tight end Princeton Fant, like we talked about.
Yeah, I'm surprised who we kept over
Yeah.
Princeton fans, which was Span Ford, the 4 tight end. I don't know why we kept 4 tight ends, but we kept 4
Mhm.
tight ends. I thought Fan was better than Span Ford. I didn't see anything from Span Ford really. I mean, I don't think he did anything to make this team,
All
and
right.
somehow they kept him. Um, I guess because they paid him a lot of money when he was
Probably
a undrafted free agent,
happens all the
and
time.
just because he was he was in a big investment for them. I guess that's why they kept him. But
Mhm.
otherwise, I didn't really see much from him.
Yeah. Well, speaking of someone you saw some Keemon Hall was kept. Calvin Harmon was kept. Darius Harris was kept. Phil Hoskins was kept. I don't think Phil Hoskins was he someone
That's
here
got to be
that
someone else from some other team.
yeah, Phil Hoskins. Let me see. Is it Hoskins? Yeah, no, it's you guys signed him from somewhere else. Phil Hoskins. Imani Johnson was kept. Carl Lawson, like we said earlier, game shape, get him right, get him on the practice squad, make him go to training camp, kind of an extended training camp, basically. And then we got Brock Mogensen, Dakota Shepley, and Nick Vigil. So a lot of the people you cut or made it on the practice squad. The only ones who didn't, who wasn't on your, who you didn't cut, but is on your practice is Phil Hoskins. Everyone else in Amani Awarari, that guy's name. Sorry, Amani. I apologize for messing up your name. So those two are the only ones that weren't a part of your team that are not on your practice squad. But everyone else got like a cut, made to the practice squad, plus Dalvin Cook and Carl Lawson. But anything shock you, Caleb? I know you're disappointed that Julius Wood didn't come back. But let me double check. Who did he sign for? But give me your initial feelings on the cut day. Surprises,
Yeah,
disappointments.
there was surprises. Obviously, I think just the fact who we kept that running back. I mean, it looked like they were about to cut
Tennessee.
Deuce Vaughn because how much they talked up Malik Davis.
Mhm.
They ended up keeping Vaughn, so that was actually a nice surprise. Because I do think he can play. Just need to put him in situations where he can show what he can do. Um, and then yeah, the fact that we signed a guy like Dalvin Cook to the practice squad. Um, and then what they did in the secondary, considering Deron Bland's injury,
Mhm.
who we kept and who we didn't kept. I think we went a little too light on there. I think maybe we could have got rid of a tight end and kept another corner at that position just to, for security, because it's a little shaky in the depth. And that's the thing, like with this team, we just never have good depth. When someone goes down, we're like totally screwed. I mean, that's been a big problem for a long, long time with this team. Just having very good starters, but nothing really behind them. Um, and that's been a big problem for us. But otherwise, for the rest of them, not surprised on a lot of those. Just yeah, except for Fahoku, yeah, just having a 4th round draft pick already given up on him the next year. That's pretty great. Well, that's just a product of that was a Dan Quinn pick,
Mhm.
and he's not here no more. So Mike Zimmer's like, yeah, you can go.
Yeah, he's like, I don't need you. I don't care for you. Bye.
Yeah,
Dip. It happens all the time when there's a regime change. It happens all the time, right? It's like it's kind of just the way it operates. Just the way it operates, man. It just happens. But we keep moving. Let's move over to the other boys in blue. Before we do that, guys, I want everyone to make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I think we're at 170 subscribers. Keep hitting that subscribe button, man. We really appreciate the support. Thank you guys so much for all the support you give us. Trying to get to 200. We're at 30 away. We're 30 away. So like that. And also, to guys, you probably see the ticker. The ticker right there shows you all the ways you can support. You can join the Patreon at patreon.com/LGR_network. $1 gets you to our Discord. We hang out all the time in there. Voice chats, chats talking about it's it's been buzzing today in the soccer tab, because today is like the last day to acquire, they're called transfers. They're kind of like free agent, trades. It's like kind of like the trade deadline basically. So it's the last day. So it's been popping off. So make sure to join the chat. We got 1, 5, 10, and 15 at the moment. We may be adding some stuff in the future. We have a website, getreadynetwork.com, where, so there's that as well. But overall, guys, make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, because we're trying to keep it going, man. We're 30 away from 200, 30 away. So share the link with your mother, your brother, your lover, you know what I mean, your sister, your grandma. So there it is. I believe the international window is no, I think it's gonna close in about 30 minutes. I think it's at 4. Or because there's been deals that have been put into place right now as we speak. Yeah. Or I think it is closed. Maybe. I don't know. Adelia will tell me. Adelia will tell us in the chat. But now let's get to the other boys in blue. The New York Giants cut a bunch of people, like everybody. So let's get right into it. Yeah, it all depends on the league. That's true. All the major leagues, they do it like all together, like Spain and France and England and Germany. But other leagues, they have different things. Let's go right into this. A lot of waiver claims were put, I think, but not a lot of cuts were made. So we'll see what's going on. Now we'll do the waiver claims. We didn't do a lot of. Did you do a lot of waiver claims, Caleb? We had like one. We had like one waiver claim. We had like one waiver.
No,
claim.
I don't think because you have to, when you waiver claim, you have to sign them to the roster, right?
Yeah, you have to sign them to the roster.
No, I don't think we did any of those.
Yeah, we had like one. But let's get right into it, man. So the waived people are Darian Beavers, KJ Colloid, Tom and Fox, DB Alex Johnson, tackle Marcellus Johnson, DB Raheem Lane, kicker Jude McAtenney. He's the international pathway exemption, so he doesn't really count as a cut or a roster spot. Running back Dante Miller, the rookie out of Columbia, the University of Columbia, an Ivy League kid. He's from the Ivy Leagues. Shout out to him. Center Jim Morrissey, defensive tackle Casey Rogers, tight end Jack Stoll. Then we have the veteran cuts: Miles Boykin, Lawrence Cager, receiver, tight end Trey Hendon, DB, receiver Isaiah Hodgins, DB Darnay Holmes, running back Jacob Johnson. He's more of a fullback. DB David Long, tackle Joshua Miles, wide receiver Allen Robinson. And then we have the injuries and the cuts prior to the 53. Mario Goodrich, Jalen Mayfield, and Ovi Ogufuhu. And then we have Isaiah McKenzie. He was injured. He got put on IR. Same with Matthew Adams. He also got put on IR as well. Also to verify it. But there was more people who actually got cut. You have Ari Asante. He's the guy who committed the fumble. Committed the fumble in the Jets game. That gave him the ball back. So he was dead in the water because he's also a receiver, and a lot of receivers got cut. You know what I mean? So there's that. And then you have defensive lineman Kyler Ball. Like I said, he's gone. Breon Borders, he's gone. I'm trying to see if I missed anybody. Clayton Isabel, he's gone. Christian Holmes is gone. Timmy Horn is gone. Johnny Giles is gone. Wide receiver Joshua Kelly, running back, is gone. Linebacker Trey Kaiser, running back Lorenzo Lingard. I'm trying to see if I missed anybody. Here's somebody that we drafted, but injuries kind of ruined his. I'm not gonna say ruined his career because we don't really know. It's like him and Darian Beavers are in the same boat. Darian Beavers tore his ACL his rookie year, and same thing with Marcus McCathan. He tore his ACL his rookie year. They both got cut. And then offensive tackle Matt Nelson and DB Jonathan Sutherland. That's pretty much all the cuts. Nothing kind of surprised me. I wasn't really like, oh my God, they cut him. The Isaiah Hodgins thing kind of took me back, But then, like I said, Caleb, you were cut, but you weren't cut, right? You were cut, but you weren't cut, because we go to the practice squad players. Isaiah Hodgins, Miles Boykin, Lawrence Cager, Jacob Johnson, Josh Mills, Marcel Johnson. They were cut, but they weren't cut. Tommen Fox, Dante Miller, Casey Rogers, Raheem Lane, Alex Johnson, Jim Morrissey, and Jude McAtemi. He's Irish. Shout out to him. McAtemi, him. So there's 2 spots for, practice squad players. Javarius Owens took one of those spots, but then they waived KJ Colloid, that I said he was on the practice squad, but then they got rid of him because they then replaced them with, let me double check, Duke Shelley, DB, because Austin Schlottman broke his leg. So he got put on injury reserved. Jacob Johnson got elevated to the active roster. So there became 3 spots available. Javarius Owens, Duke Shelley. Well, there was 4 because they ended up, releasing KJ. So there was 4 spots. Javarius Owens and Duke Shelley took their spots. No Robinson, no Boykin. Who's first going to draft? Exactly. Who am I going to draft? Who am I going to draft now, guys? There's that. Elijah Garcia, defensive end, we signed. Art Green, DB, we signed. And then Curtis Bolton, we signed him as well. So those are kind of the people who took the spots. Then we got Tommen Fox, Jim Morrissey, Jude McAteni. We've had a lot of success with kickers from that part of the world, because one of our greatest kickers, Lawrence Tynes, he's Scottish. So we have an Irish kicker. So we'll see if he takes the way from Graham Gano. But that is, like I said, we have the veterans. But Jacob Johnson is no longer on the team, no longer on the practice squad, because he's now on the active squad. We claimed Anthony Johnson off of waivers from Green Bay. So there's that. But nothing really surprised me. Nothing was out of the norm. Nothing was out of the craziness. You kind of expected some of the cuts. Nobody was egregious. No one was a cap casualty with New York. There's no cap casualties with Dallas. You know what I mean? So really kind of nothing really happened for either team's on cut day, really, in a sense. You lost Julius Wood, but it is what it is.
I mean, we got safeties.
You got safeties. We didn't lose anybody that we wanted, or it's more the problem is Darian Beavers and Marcus McCathan, they were cut due to underperformance due to injury. You know what I mean? We drafted Marcus and Joshua Zudu, just 2 massive human being offensive linemen from UNC, but then we gave him a horrible coach to develop him. We played Josh. People keep saying Josh is a guard. Stop playing him at tackle. Marcus is a guard, but stuff just didn't pan out. We'll see how it is. We'll see if Carmen Bercelio, big thing coming out of it. I think it was Casey Rogers or Connor Hughes, I think, said it. Connor Hughes said he talked to New York Jets officials and coaches. He said the biggest problem was the New York Giants offensive line was a problem in a good way. Like, they were going to be stout. They're talking about the first team. They didn't face the first team in the game, so they're talking about in practice. So could this be kind of like we're not going to tell anybody a lot of things about this offensive line because we don't want people to know that it's actually a good offensive line? Or are they just lying lying to save their derriers? We'll see. We got Runyon, we got Jermaine Illuminor, we got Andrew Thomas, John Michael Schmitz.
And they're still not good.
We'll see.
We know
Caleb. We'll see, Caleb. We'll see. You can't be as bad as you were last year. You can only go up.
You can.
What? Give up 12 sacks instead of 11?
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
That offensive line actually allowed, I think, was it Seattle who broke the record? I think Seattle broke the record. Seattle's the one who broke the Giants record because the Giants sacked Donovan McNabb 10 times. That was the record. And then I think Seattle sacked Daniel Jones like 12 times. So shout out to this offensive line for breaking records that shouldn't be broken. But on that note, Caleb, any other news coming out of Dallas that you want to touch upon? We know we talked about the trade from Peyton Hendershot. We talked about the contract with CeeDee Lamb. But anything out of the norm? Dak, I don't know if this was was this a real quote or a fake quote, Caleb? You tell me where.
I was about to say. I was about to bring that up.
The Dak Prescott quote.
Yeah,
that's a real quote.
Yeah,
let's talk about the quote. Dak Prescott comes out and says they asked him about Jerry Jones, and he says, and I quote, "I stopped listening to Jerry years ago." What is your initial reactions on that, Caleb?
I think it's true. I mean, I don't think he's lying there. I think he's just keeping it real. I mean, like he said, I mean, Dak literally says, like, Jerry says a lot. He says a lot of things, and that's true. Some of it's, a lot of bullshit, a lot of pomp and promoting the team, or a lot of it's just, kind of BS. And some things some things he tells too much truth, in some cases. And that's why it's hard to really decipher, what message he's trying to send out to the media. And I think what Jerry's been doing is trying to basically negotiate through the media, especially when he did his most recent interview, when he's like sitting there cussing up a storm, saying I can get these deals done, and all that's why I'm the GM, because I know how to get these deals done. But you haven't done this deal, and you had problems doing the deal last time, and you always make bad deals because you always wait too long to make the deal, and that's exactly what you're doing right now, is pushing off, and making the price go up and up and up, and that's what you do with all the damn deals, and that's why it's always a poor deal. So you're actually not really a good GM at all, because you don't make the deals before they're supposed to be made, so the price doesn't go up. And yes, and like you said, it says a lot when if they don't get the deal done before the season. That's not a good sign. It's not a good sign that they will get done, or that it's not a good sign that the Cowboys will get the price that they want, because they definitely won't get the price that they want if Dak doesn't sign before the season. They're going to have to pay his price if they do it after the season. And I think eventually, that, like they do with all these contracts, you just saw what happened with CeeDee Lamb, pushing off, and then they finally came to give him what he asked, basically what he asked for. I don't see how you won in that negotiation. Where did you win there? Like, what was the holdup on you were like $1 million apart from the price you gave CD. So where did you win? Like, you still paid him a bunch of money. He got a 4-year contract instead of a 5-year. So how do you do good deals? And how do you expect to do a good deal with Dak? He's gonna ask for what he wants, and you're gonna
give it to him, or he
give it to him, or he's gonna go. Exactly. And yeah, eventually I do think the Cowboys will cave after the season. I don't think it's gonna happen before the season. It might. I mean, he might want to steal headlines from, maybe he comes out with the Thursday night during Thursday night football game, and it comes out that Dak Prescott signed his contract just to take the headlines away from that game. He could do that. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
Wait, why would he try to destroy a Thursday night game? Like a specific
he wants the attention on the Cowboys. That's why.
Like a specific Thursday night game, or just any Thursday night game?
The opening Thursday night game. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it, like the Chiefs Ravens game, like that it happens right on that game.
Wow,
like before,
man.
it probably comes out like an hour before the game starts.
That's crazy, bro.
So then they talk about that instead of the game.
Yo, what an egomaniac, bro.
I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but I can see that happen. I can see him doing something like that.
What an egomaniac. That's insane. Honestly, bro, how does he get away with?
I mean, look what he just did. Like, in his interview that he just had, he literally had this whole thing, like his advertisement, had a big advertisement going on. He had the cheerleaders coming out just to do an interview. That's how much he is with marketing.
Can I talk? Can I talk about something that's crazy, bro? Is why does he get away with so much stuff that other owners can't really get away with? You know what I mean? Like you told me the Cowboys don't revenue share with the other owners. How do the other owners okay with that?
Well,
You know what I mean?
They don't.
Well, no, they don't have to be because let me tell you why they don't have to be, Caleb, is they got Darren Snyder out of there because he did that. He kept money away from them.
He also makes the league a lot of money too. He's been making the league a lot of money.
But you just said he keeps most of it.
Well, that the Cowboys make. He still makes a lot of money for the other teams, just in the what he does for the league, as in basically promoting the league, how he promotes the Cowboys, how he does the TV deals. Like he was a big integral part of doing this those TV deals. Yeah, like we said, yeah, there's probably a lot of backroom stuff that he does for them that makes them a lot of money. So that's why.
All right, man. You probably onto something, man. You're probably onto something. But I'm just saying, man. Like, I'm just saying, man. If I was them, I'll be like, hey, man. We don't have a conversation real quick about some of this money. We want some of this money. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. But I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's like, Dan Snyder withheld money.
But yeah, I mean, Dan Snyder was just a dirtbag. I don't think anybody liked him.
That's also a good point.
He was just a dirtbag, and yeah, he was stealing revenue that should have gone to, revenue sharing. He was stealing the revenue that's supposed to be shared. So yeah, of course you're gonna get rid of that guy.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, but back to that, I think she just he made the comments because he's just tired of Jerry. I think he's just tired of the Joneses. I think he's like, why do all these other quarterbacks who have less successful careers than I do, like a Justin Herbert hasn't done as much as me, Tua, they all get their deals done pretty quickly, and Dak has to sit there and play this all this crap all through the offseason, all through probably to next year. Well, why? Why does he have to go through that? And those other lesser players that done lesser things don't.
One of them actually blew a 28-point league in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, the guys that so it's not about what he does because these other quarterbacks haven't done as much as him, and they're still getting paid. So then, what is it? What is it that he has to do to get paid? That because it's just going to get more. The next guy after him is going to get paid more. So who cares?
Yeah, and the next guy is who? Who's the next guy?
I don't know.
See, I think everyone's been paid.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually contracts are going to come up, and then you're going to get someone else is going to get $70 million.
Yeah, because at the current moment, Burrow's been paid, Herbert's been paid, Tua's been paid. So Burrow, Hurts,
he got paid.
Trevor Lawrence. Okay, so Trevor, Hurts, Burrow, Tua, Herbert, they've been paid.
It'll probably be like Stroud or something. And like years.
CJ's finna get paid. He's gonna get paid. If Bryce Young figures it out in Carolina, I don't know. Carolina may pay him, may not pay him.
But that's what I'm saying. By that time, it's gonna be $70 million, and then it'll be like $10 million more than what.
Yeah, but but then how old is Dak right now? 32?
31.
31. So, but in CJ, depending on when Houston wants to get the deal done, he's usually year 3 or 4. So he'll be 34 or 35, and at that point, do you want to pay a 34, 35?
Well, I'm not saying as far as that you're going to pay Dak that. I'm just saying that's what's going to be.
That's going to be the going rate. Yes.
And yeah, so it's not going to look, if you give him $60 million now, who cares? Like, so what?
Yeah.
I mean, other quarterbacks aren't producing. That's the point I always bring up. All the other quarterbacks except Patrick Mahomes, they're not producing in the playoffs either. None of them are. They don't. None of them are. I mean, so who cares?
We have that one magical year of Bengals Rams.
Yeah, and you get a fluke with Nick Foles or Matt Stafford or Flacco or some guy like that.
Yeah,
that wins the Super Bowl. But otherwise, it's Brady and Mahomes for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
So none of them are. They all get paid. All these other quarterbacks get paid, and they're not. They don't win Super Bowls either. So why not just pay them?
Exactly. I agree with you. I don't want him to do it, but I agree with you. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't understand, man. I think he's overestimated himself, Jerry Jones. I think he.
That's that's
a given. Yeah, you're right. That's an understatement, real. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, Jared Goff got paid. Yeah, Goff got an extension. Yeah, he did. Goff did get an extension. Thank you, D Weezy. Yeah, man. It's honestly, what can I say besides you? If you want to, you should pay him. You should pay him. That's really much all I got.
We're not going back to 5-11, 3 straight years with Quincy Carter and
John Kitna.
No, that was before then. John Kitna was after.
Oh
that
yeah,
was like the 5-11 Quincy Carter era, with Chad Hutchinson and the other baseball player guy we try to make a quarterback.
Drew Henson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
well, yeah, man.
That was horrible. That was worse than I bet that was a worse era than Troy Aikman going like 0-15.
How is going 0-16 not worse?
Because it's 3 years of no hope. At least with Troy Aikman, you had a first round, a first overall pick that you can at least hope that at least he's going to probably get better. He's probably going to eventually
Detroit.
become something.
Said Detroit.
No, I'm saying with Troy Aikman. With Troy Aikman going 0-15, at least you had hope. Like there was no hope.
Oh yeah. He was. Yeah.
There's no hope when you're going 5-11, 3 straight years, and you don't. Win because you don't have a quarterback.
Also, too, with the Troy Aikman year, he also had didn't he split reps with Danny White?
Well, no, he got hurt. And then the other guy from Miami, was the one that I forgot what his name is. One that Jimmy Johnson liked. He played from. I forget what his name was. But he played when
Craig Dickerson got
hurt.
No.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. But he played that one game that they actually won when they went 1-15. Yeah, but he was that guy. But the point is Steve Walsh. Yeah, Steve Walsh. But the point is that was honestly a better year than going 3 straight years of 5-11. Because at least you had a quarterback that was probably going to get better because he was a first overall pick. There's no hope when you don't have a quarterback. So if you let him go and we don't have a quarterback, we're going to be right back with garbage play. We're going to be the Giants again. We're going to be the Giants.
Yeah, but you don't have 2 Super Bowls in the modern era to gleam on.
Yeah, I'm saying we're going to be the Giants the last 10 years.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Unless you guys draft a quarterback, unless you find another quarterback in the 4th round, like you guys did Dak Prescott.
We're not good at evaluating quarterback. We got lucky with Tony Romo being undrafted. We got lucky with Dak Prescott. We didn't think much of Dak. He was a 4th-string quarterback when he entered the league.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got lucky that the other 2 guys got hurt.
Okay, so Romo got hurt. And who else got hurt?
Kellen Moore got hurt.
Yes. And then he had to beat out the third guy.
He beat out Jamil Showers, who was the convert, and then who moved to safety.
Yeah. You guys got lucky,
so we're not as much as we are good at picking maybe corner or the offensive lineman or other positions like that. We are not good at evaluating quarterback.
No, because you see what Will McClay's strengths are is offensive lineman. Like even defensive linemen, how many of you guys hit? 2?
I mean, we got D-Law.
2. D-Law and Micah, 2. Taco?
Yeah,
nope. Okay. Mozzie? Nope. Who else?
I mean, if you want to go back further, we can go back further. We can go Jay Ratliffs and guys like that.
Yeah, and then I think Will McClay's specialty is cornerbacks, safeties, and offensive linemen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they pick good running backs. We picked DeMarco Murray, C.D. Elliott.
Oh yeah, DeMarco. Yeah, that's true. DeMarco.
Receivers, we took good. C.D. Lamb, Des Bryant.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I mean, we're good. I would say we're mostly good on a lot of positions except for quarterback. I don't think we are really
Yeah,
good at evaluating quarterback. Um,
it's a good
and
point.
if we let go Dak and we say we're going to go draft a quarter and we're going to be bad for a year and then get a high pick, I don't trust the Cowboys at picking the right quarterback.
Well, there is a kid with the last name Sanders. Last time a dude named Sanders rolled up to your team, you guys won a Super Bowl.
But that's next year. Like we're going to draft too high,
Too low.
too low to get Shador Sanders because he's one of the only couple quarterbacks that are going to be that worthy of going that high.
He played well last night. I wouldn't say he blew me out of the water. Travis Hunter, that man, was a grown man.
Yeah,
And
so
they're also
that's what I'm saying. We're just gonna have no quarterback and no hope, and that's worse than anything. That's literally the worst. That
yeah.
sucks. So I'd rather do this what we've been doing, get into the playoffs, and maybe having a shot at the Super Bowl, even though we
Then
never
having your
get
dreams
there.
crushed.
Yeah, and then just having no hope because we have no quarterback.
It's fine. I'll teach you how to deal with it. It's pretty easy. I do it all the time. Yeah, but there is some news about the New York Giants. Today confirmed we re-signed Adoree Jackson to be our cornerback 2. Yeah, our cornerbacks suck. They all suck, really. I still believe in Tay Banks. It's still, we'll see about that. He didn't play very well last year. He played good here and there. We actually played very well overall. But, yeah, cornerback 2 is bad. Trey Hawkins the third didn't pan out. He's probably going to be a DB 3 or 4. Cordell Flott hasn't been working. He's a bad practice player. Sometimes he's a good, like a game player. You ever met those players, Caleb, who be like, yo, man, in practice they suck.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
Dak
not very
Prescott
good.
was that.
And then like in the game, you're like, oh, you're pretty good in the game, dog. Like that's what Cordell Flott is. Not to like.
I mean, he's not good in the games either.
Yeah. Okay, I was trying to give him a compliment, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, we ain't got nobody, bro. Like that's why when we were doing our ranking things, that's why I was arguing our safeties are good, but our cornerbacks, man,
Safeties aren't good either.
Man, better than Washington's.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
They are not.
Yes, they are. Jason Pinnock is better than Jeremy Chin.
No, he is not.
Yes, he is.
Got burned so bad against us.
Everyone has a bad game here and there. Okay.
Here and there, most of the season.
He had a 100-yard interception return against Miami.
Congratulations.
You know what? I don't feel comfortable anymore. All right, let's end the show. Okay.
Well, I mean, Malik Neighbors changed his number.
Yes, he did. Actually, a big story too because they unretired a number. Number 1, Ray Flattery. He was actually the first ever number we retired. He was one of our legends back in the day, but found out something kind of egregious is the first ever black player to ever play for the New York Giants, our first ever Hall of Fame inductee as a black player. I want to make sure to get his name right because I'm not trying to be a piece of shit. I want to get his name right.
So you didn't get a Malik Neighbors jersey yet, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, no, that's good. So you don't have to return it.
No, I made that problem last year. Actually, I'll tell you what happened. I bought an 84 jersey, Jalen Hyatt, before he changed his number to 13. So I have a Jalen Hyatt 84, which kind of looks a little weird. Let me see who. I want to make sure his name is right. Dang it. Where is it? Trying to find the name, bro. I'm trying to find it. Come on.
The Hall of Fame guy?
Yeah, his name is, I think it's Emerald. I think it's like Emerald. I want to make sure his name is right. Let me see. I'm trying to find his name because I want to make sure the name, because I want to give the man the proper respect that he deserves. Come on, bro. Was it yesterday? Just want to make sure. Yeah. Emlyn tunnel. He was the first African American for the New York Giants. He became the first to be inducted. He became the first black person to be ever inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He would have been 100 years old this year, and his number 45 isn't retired. That's someone you retire a number. That's a number you retire right there. You know what I mean? A lot of conversations have gone in. The New York Giants have a lot of retired numbers, like a lot. Makes sense because the team has been around for 100 years. Makes sense. A lot of people said that you should retire the numbers. You keep retired the numbers you retired in the Super Bowl era. So 1970 till now, the numbers you retired, you keep them retired. But every number before that, unretire them or do something special where you say this number is unretired, but have like a patch saying, but it was blah blah blah's number back in the day. You know what I mean? Like you have like Ray Flattery, like an RF on Malik Neighbors' jersey. Like this is an unretired jersey, you know, and you pick and choose who. You don't just give anybody those numbers, right? You don't give your third string, you know, DB this number. You know what I mean? So there's that. You know, Emlyn should have his number retired, the 45. That should be retired. Now, 45 should not be worn ever because that man is a trailblazer, an iconic man. He changed the way.
Does anybody really wear 45 anyways?
Some running backs do. You know, some do.
It's like an ugly number.
It's actually pretty. No, it's actually pretty cool number. If you have the block numbers, the block 45, those are pretty nice.
I mean, it goes to like a skill guy, but it makes the skill guy look like he's slow.
Yeah, it tricks you, and then boom, runs past you. So like, yeah, so like it's a big thing. But yeah, Malik Neighbors has the number 1. He wants the number 8, but someone has the number 8. So he
should have just given the number 8.
Yeah, you know, that's not the way it operates. You know what I mean?
But they probably should have just done that.
Well, you know,
they should have just got rid of the number 8, the player that wears it. They should have got rid of the player.
You know, a lot of people say that. A lot of people say that. A lot of New York Giants fans were watching the Colorado game yesterday.
He's in mock drafts. He's going to the Giants.
Yeah, it's either him or Carson Beck. Guess who is his offensive coordinator?
Your former coach?
Pat Shurmur. Yes. Pat Shurmur is the offensive coordinator for the University of Colorado football team. And that was Daniel Jones's the good years with Daniel Jones. Because Pat Shurmur, here's the thing about Pat Shurmur. Well, the first 2 years were pretty good.
They were.
Shut up, man. Shut up. All right. You're so damn negative. Okay. Just so damn negative. Pat Shurmur is the prime example of great coordinator, bad head coach. Not a good head coach. Coordinator, very good. Head coach, not very good. Wade Phillips, average head coach.
He was a bad head coach.
Well, in your eyes, he's a bad head coach. Defensive coordinator, Wade Phillips, that guy was a problem. He was good at his job. See, it happens all the time. People don't want to talk about it. Some coaches are not built to be head coaches. They're just not at all. Either they lack temperament, organization, time management. They're just not a very good head coach. Some people are very good coordinators. Pat Shurmur is a very good coordinator. He's going to develop Shedeur Sanders very well. Pat Shurmur, unfortunately, unleashed Ryan Tannehill on us. I don't appreciate him for doing that. But, you know, it is what it is. Him and Mike Shurmur, they're at Texas A&M. They I don't appreciate them for doing that. That wasn't okay at all. But, you know, I digress. But on that note, everybody, thank you guys so much for joining us. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the love. Make sure you like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the video. And Caleb, tell them where can people find you.
You can find me at NFLCaleb22 on X/Twitter. You can find me on Instagram at NFLCaleb22. And you can find me on this channel on Sunday, 3 o'clock, doing betting the NFL. We're finally going to wrap up the futures betting on the NFC East and the NFC South. And then we'll get back to a regular schedule at Wednesday at 8 o'clock every single week, all the way up to the Super Bowl, making you guys money, picking our 5 best bets of the weekend. And yeah, we're gonna win a lot of money this year.
All right, everyone. My name is Ferris Muthana. You can find me at Ferris Muthana on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'm here every Friday, 3 o'clock Pacific. Good Friends, Better Rivals. 8 o'clock Pacific on Fridays, the open table. Probably not gonna do this. Not gonna do one this week, I think, because at 4:50, 5 o'clock, we are doing our fantasy football draft or our fantasy league. So come by, swing by. We're gonna have some fun, talk some smack, make some picks, and just have some fun overall. So make sure to join us at 4:50 is when the stream starts. The draft starts at 5. So make sure to come back and support us in about for 45 minutes. Count 45 minutes. Taking a little break, and then we'll come back later. So thank you guys so much for the support. Stay safe, stay calm, appreciate the love, and y'all have a wonderful day. Peace, y'all. Where is it? Yep, peace.